Let me ask you guys this: what can the Canadians learn from the Vegas Golden Knights winning the cup?
Size, average height 6'1".
Okay, so you agree? So you agree with John Scott and what he said?
Every fucking line is colossal, dude. Like,
yeah, but it always changes.
Playoffs is a grinding fucking season.
Tampa Bay won it, and they're not.
Yeah, but they were big though. No, they were not bad though. Like
they're big on defense. They're big on
defense. Yeah, but I think he's talking about the forwards and all that.
Yeah, the grinding. Yeah,
Tampa Bay did it, done it twice in a row.
Right, but Tampa Bay didn't necessarily face the team.
Not big. Point, Kucherov, Stamkos. They're not guys you can consider massive players that play that type of hockey. So
Marsh is so 5'9".
Yeah,
he's the MVP. He's the MVP.
So if Montreal does not take, I hate to refer this, but if they not take a player, because look at Caufield. If we take a player, we already have Caufield, so we don't want another 5'10" forward. I mean, that's ludicrous. NHL always changes. You don't know what it's going to be in the next 3-4 years. That's why you always take best player.
But did you hear what Kent Hughes said though? He's like, just because Tampa wins the cup one year doesn't mean we have to stack on talent, or just because Pittsburgh wins one year we gotta stack on speed.
Look, it goes down to
I don't think he's all about copy paste, Kent Hughes.
He shouldn't be, because it changes.
You're
copying now to compete in 5 years doesn't make any sense.
But then why do we keep saying it's a copy paste type of league?
But most of them fail.
Mm-hmm. I'm agreeing with you.
They're copying of that year, and then the next year it's different, or next 2-3 years is different. They'll be like, yeah, I want to be like Vegas. A team will say, no, I want to be like Vegas, but they can only compete in 4 or 5 years. But it changes in 4 or 5 years.
It's like what Bergevin did. He wanted to draft big to compete with Boston.
Yeah, and you would get guys like Dwight King who couldn't skate.
Tinordi and McCarron.
Tinordi, that guy, the fish on the ice.
And he picked up Dwight King who couldn't skate. I remember.
Oh, I remember that too.
Steve Ott, useless.
Yeah.
But
and then the game went to speed, Anyways.
Can we not say though? Like, look at Tampa. The Tampa was stacked. Vegas, fuck that. We said it when we did our predictions. Vegas on paper is one of the fucking best teams assembled in the last 10 years. They have like fucking 3 all-stars on defense. They have fucking 3, let's say, top 15. Well, not 3, but they at least have one of the best two-way players in Mark Stone, and they have a fucking superstar offensive talent like Jack Eichel. Like, I'm sorry to say, it's like, how did you look at fucking what Tampa did? Fucking Kucherov, 18 million over the cap, that fucking bullshit. And the same thing, Stone was on IR for majority of the year. It allowed them to stack up a whole bunch of amazing players. I'm not saying that Vegas cheated as badly as Tampa did. Maybe I'm sour because Tampa beat us, but
they still used the loophole, and then
they fucking used the loophole, and they fucking assembled a super team. That's an all-star team. That's a fucking all-star team. So what can we learn? Fucking everybody go on IR. Fucking let's stack up Montreal, and then let's go win that cup.
Yeah.
Well, I think if Joey's favorite player goes on LTIR, then maybe we'll be able to.
Gallagher.
No. Well, we'll only compete when he's gone.
But seriously though, like John Scott, did you guys hear what he said?
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
Suzuki and Caufield are too small to be able to carry the weight.
You're talking about John Scott, who got how do I say, jokingly voted into the All-Star game.
I must destroy Phil Kessel.
That John Scott who got jokingly voted into an All-Star game.
Yeah, he's a joke.
Speaking of Phil Kessel, oh my God, I love him even more now. He's the best.
He threw up?
Dude, he absolutely threw up every single fucking hot dog he ate. Absolutely, he did. Phil the Thrill, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Jonathan Quick, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. But
Jesus Christ,
listen, John Scott is half right and half wrong. The Canadians could win a Stanley Cup with Nick Suzuki and Cole Caufield in the lineup.
Because you have Jack.
Or okay. Let's say this: any team in the NHL could win the Stanley Cup if they have a Nick Suzuki or a Cole Caufield in their lineup. That's where he's wrong, where he says they can't win with those guys. But I also think what he said might be misquoted a little bit. I think because he also said he's right when he says you do need size. I truly believe. Hold on, I truly believe they need to be well surrounded by guys who are big, who can skate. They need to be surrounded by those types of players.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Cutting in right now. The fuck? Like, I don't know how many fucking punches this guy took to the head.
Many.
But
Not many.
you have
He's
Oh, no.
too
you have
tall.
fucking three. You have three giraffes on the second and third line. You have fucking Anderson. More importantly, you have young guys like Doc. You have Slavkovsky. The second that he gets his fucking Bambi legs out of his system and he gets a little more solid on his skates, those are fucking big guys, and those are especially Doc and Slavkovsky. They're very big, very heavy, very durable players. I would hope. I would hope by the time that they're ready to be competing and they're a little bit older and a little bit more mature in their man bodies. But fuck, like John Scott, it's not going to be like Suzuki and Caufield. They should be putting up a shit ton of points, but they have a lot of really young guys that are very big. And then you have Logan Mayu, you have Caden Gooley, you have Arbor Jacki.
Mayu,
Like,
man.
are you fucking blind, John Scott?
I don't think Mayu's gonna be that physical. I don't think it's in his game to
Oh, dude.
But
dish
just the
out big
nature
body
of his,
checks
of his
like
body
that
type
guy.
will help. Like if
It
he
for
needs
sure, like in terms of protecting the puck, moving the puck, or
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
beating. Like I was about to say it again, beating guys off, but
Beating the.
beating guys off the puck.
Ha.
Oh my god, I'm not editing that,
Look,
and I don't need to make a. Anyways, I do agree that, but like you're right, Chris. It's those guys you got. We know Josh Anderson's game is to just go north south into the corners and just fucking, if you have to, you bulldoze someone. Is Slavkovsky and Kirby Doc's game gonna be like that? Like, guys, are they willing to go in the corners and get dirty and get physical?
We'll have to see. Hey, this is interesting. We're talking about size because this is going to be very key when we talk the draft preview next week. So I'm going to keep that
Oh, okay.
for it. Yeah, that's
Talk
a
about
big
size,
thing,
huh?
right? Do you want to draft
No,
a guy that's 6'2" or 5'10"? It's a really big deal.
Yeah, it is, but like I think now we're this type of NHL, you could have small players, but you got to make sure they perform like at an elite level. And I'm talking about like the Patrick Kanes of this world. Now, hey, listen, you want to put Jonathan Marchessault in there, playoff MVP, you can. And it's not like Nick Suzuki. It's not like he's small either. Like he might be 5'11" or just 6 feet tall on skates. But the kid's a fucking tank, though. Like he almost looks as wide as a fridge, almost.
Well, look at
He's
Sidney
like-
Crosby. The guy's like 5'11", 6 feet tall,
Right, I
but
think
he's
6
just
feet.
solid. He's a solid 200 pounds, and that's it. He's not gigantic, but that guy's
Yeah,
fucking
but-
Yeah,
strong. in
but
his
he had
skates.
Those two
smart-
guys.
I'm
it's
not
smart.
comparing. I'm
Oh no,
not
I know.
comparing.
Yeah.
It's the hockey IQ. They're in positioning.
It's insane,
like,
but I
different
think-
positions.
But maybe Suzuki, maybe his IQ might get better and better. Hopefully,
It will.
Who knows? But
Oh yeah, he's still learning, in my opinion.
to me, I think at the end of the day, you gotta have the size on defense too, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Backhand.
look what
But they
Weber.
Look
Yeah,
what Weber
they-
did to fucking Vegas.
like Weber, Sherratt, Edmondson, and look, Jeff
Yeah.
Petrie. He's 6'3" at that time.
Yeah.
Those four, they fucking
Yep.
they took out everybody except Vegas. But I think when you see Caden Gooley, like he's gonna be the tough defenseman. You see Arbor Jacki, he's gonna be a fucking tough defenseman.
Yeah.
In the future, are we seeing Logan Mailloux in there, like being a tough defenseman? I don't know if he's gonna be tough, but hopefully his size does help. But then after that, like, who do you think? Do you still keep Mike Matson around? He's not a small guy either, but he's not physical.
He's not physical.
You know, Jordan Harris, if he's still around, Lane Hudson, he's definitely not gonna be physical.
No.
But he might be the stellar defenseman.
Okay.
He might be fucking deep, like, I don't know, lesser Cale Makar. Let's go with that.
Okay,
pick it.
let's take those top four. Let's not even include Mike Matheson. I'd like for the guy to be around, but it's just you think about the task that's going to present itself in that future situation. If you're going to have Gooley tough, Jacki extremely tough,
Mhm.
Mayu who will be able to hold his own. He's not necessarily going to be a hard hitter, but he'll be able to hold his own.
Mhm.
And then you might have Hudson. I expect him to be there when they're competing for the cup. What's the task that Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton are faced with? going to get too tough. Like a 5 and 6 defenseman. That's
Yeah.
Mark Bergevin work. That's a cakewalk for them. So I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be an immense challenge for the Canadians at that point in time when it's time to go get that strength and that support on the back end.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm not overwhelmingly worried.
And I honestly think if you add one more key piece that we should talk about right now, like if you add a Pierre-Luc Dubois in there.
I was hoping all episode this didn't come up.
I had to.